Welcome to week 2 of Algebra Online. Yay! Okay, this week what we're going to look at is how to draw parallel lines, how to write the equation of parallel lines. Now I know we've spoken parallel lines go in the same direction forever, they don't get any closer to each other. Now, the one thing that's going to be very helpful to us is that parallel lines have the same slope. Remember, slope tells us what direction a line is going in, how fast it's going up versus how fast it's going across. So that would make sense that the two parallel lines would have to have the same slope if they're always going to be going in the same direction next to each other. Or not next to each other, just really far away, but going in the same direction. Now remember, m is our slope. So m1 equals m2 is the equation that we use to show that the two slopes are equal to each other. Slope of line 1 is equal to the slope of line 2. Now how we're going to use that is, so if I have a line containing what I want is a line containing point 24 that is parallel to y equals 3 over 8x minus 2. How am I going to do that? Well, let's think about this. Well, what do we know? Well, we know that that we want a line parallel and that the slope of the lines are the same. So the slope of the line y equals 3/8x minus 2 is 3 over 8. So that's got to be this usable. We also know that the x and the y in the equation represent every single point on our line. So if we have one point, hey, look, 2, 4 is a point that's going to be on our new line. So now not only do we have our slope, we also have our point. So we're able to fit in our slope of 3/8 in green there and our point. We have to remember the point is given to us xy, but our equation starts with y. So we got to make sure that the 2 goes with the x and the 4 goes with the y. That's something that people could get messed up on. So we take that information, we put it into our equation, and we get 4 is equal to 3/8 times 2 plus b. Now 3/8 times 2 is going to give us 6/8. If you notice towards the right a bit, did a little bit of side work here because 6/8, that rang a bell. They're both even numbers. So if I can divide the top number and the bottom number by the same number, I can come up with an equivalent fraction, and in this case that's smaller. And this equivalent fraction I'm going to use is 3/4. So instead of 4 equals 6/8 plus b, I'm going to have 4 is equal to 3/4 plus b. Now if you look, I did a little more side math. Now 4, anything divided by 1 is itself, so 4 is equal to 4 over 1, or 4 divided by 1. Now this time I'm going to make the number a little bit bigger. I'm going to multiply by the same number on top as in bottom and get another equivalent fraction. I'm going to get 16 over 4. So 4 is equal to 16 over 4. And why did I do that? Well, because when I have the equation 16 over 4 equals 3 over 4 plus b, or 16/4 equals 3/4 plus b, I'm going to solve it by subtracting the 3/4 from both sides. So if I already have the 4 turned into 16/4, it allows me to do my subtraction because you can only add and subtract fractions when you have a common denominator or common bottom. And when we say 16/4 minus 3/4, I get 13/4. 3/4 minus 3/4 goes away, and we can bring down the b. So b is equal to 13/4. Notice I did some more side work. Well, this side work is because I'm taking 13/4 and I want to change it back into either a whole number if possible, or at least a mixed number, a whole number and a fraction. So I'm going to break 13/4 into whole fourths. So 4 over 4. So I do that first for 4 over 4. I do it a second time. I add 4/4 to it, gives me 8/4. I do it a third time. It gives me 12/4. And I only need one more to get to 13. So I have 13/4 is 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 1/4. So I have 3 wholes, 4 over 4. So that's my 3 wholes plus 1/4. Or we can just divide 13 by 4. And 4 will go into it 3 times with a remainder of 1, which tells me that my whole number is 3 and my fraction is going to be 1/4 of what I divided it into. So what is my final equation? What is my line parallel to y equals 3/8 x minus 2 containing 0.24? Well, it's y equals 3/8 x. We knew that was going to happen because it has the same slope, plus 3 1/4. That's what we did all that work to find out. Yay! All right, guys. Good luck. Office hours are on Wednesday from 2 to 4. So if you have any questions, go ahead and sign in. Also, go ahead and ask me questions through Google Classroom, or you can even email me. All right, have a good week and stay safe.